What is it, Cratchit?
Could you see your way clear, Mr. Scrooge, to spare a few coals for the fireplace, sir, which is now almost empty, sir?
No, I cannot see my way clear. And if you take time off your work to bother me with exorbitant demands, you and I must part company. Is that what you want?
Not at all, Mr. Scrooge. By no means, sir. I'm sorry to have disturbed you, sir.
Humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Oh, come then, Uncle. What right have you to be dismal? What right have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Oh, humbug.
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools such as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer. A time for balancing your books, and every item in them through a round dozen of months presented dead against you. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled with his own pudding, or buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew! Keep Christmas in your own way. Let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
And let me leave it alone. Much good may it ever do you. Much good has it ever done you.
There are many things from which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. But I have always thought of Christmas time, when it has come around, apart from the veneration due to its sacred name and origin, as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely and look at those below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, and not another race of other creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it is never for a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and it will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Let me hear another sound out of you, Cratchit, and you'll keep Christmas by losing your situation. You're quite a speaker, sir. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Oh, don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
No.
Why not?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because I fell in love. Good afternoon.
Nay, Uncle, but you never came to see me before that happened. Why give it as a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry, with all my heart, to see you so resolute. We have never had a quarrel to which I have been a party, but I have made my trial in homage to the Christmas, and I shall keep my humour to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit.
Merry Christmas.
There's another fellow, my clerk. 15 shillings a week and a wife and family to support. Talking about a Merry Christmas. I'll retire to bed.
believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Well, we have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
Liberality?
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons, sir.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill in the poor law, in full vigour, is it?
Both very busy, sir.
Ah, I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. Very glad to hear it.
We're under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude. A few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of walk.
We choose this time because it is a time above all others that want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices.
What can I put you down for?
Nothing.
Ah, we understand.
You wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. You ask what I want for Christmas, and that is my answer. I can't afford to make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those that are badly off must go there.
Well, many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, then so be it, and decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, I don't know it.
But you might know it.
It's not my business. It's enough for a man to look after his own business without interfering in other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
But
You'll want the whole day off tomorrow, I suppose?
If quite convenient, sir.
No, it's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop you half a crown, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. Yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay for a day's wages for no work.
It's only once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. You'd better have the whole day off tomorrow. But be here all the earlier on the next day.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
God bless you, merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. For Jesus Christ our Saviour was born upon this day, to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our Heavenly Father, the blessed angel came, and unto certain
Humbug. I know him. It's Marley's ghost. How now? What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe in me.
Don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. You could be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of undercooked potato. There's more of gravy than grave about you, whatever you are. See this toothpick? I have but to swallow this and be for the rest of my days persecuted by a legion of goblins, all of my own making. It's humbug, I tell you. Humbug. Oh, mercy, dreadful apparition! Why do you trouble me? Man of the mortal mind, do you believe in me or not? Yes, I must. Why did you spirits walk the earth? Why have you come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men and journey far and wide. If that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world. Oh, woe is me! And witness what it cannot share, but might have shared in life and turned to happiness!
You... Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wear it. Is its pattern strange to you? Or would you know the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was full as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob Marley. Tell me more. Will speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never walked beyond our counting house. Mark me. In life, my spirit never roamed beyond the narrow confines of our money-changing home. And weary journeys lie before me.
You must have been very slow about it,
Slow.
Jacob. 7 years dead and travelling all the time.
All time time, no rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
You travelled
On
fast.
the wings of the wind.
You were always a good man, a business gentleman.
Business! Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, benevolence, mercy, forbearance were all my business. The dealings of my train were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. At this time of the rolling year I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of my fellow beings with my eyes cast down, and not raise them to that blessed star that guided the wise men to a poor abode, where there are no poor homes to which his light could have guided me? Now hear me. My time is almost gone.
No, don't be too hard on me, Jacob. Don't be flowery, Jacob. You were always a good friend.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visit, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and get it over with?
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour, the third upon the next night, when the last stroke of midnight has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more. And look that for your own sake you remember what has passed between us.
It's Spirit whose coming was foretold to me.
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
What business brings you here?
Your welfare. Rise and see.
I am mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand and you will be upheld in more than this.
Good gracious. I was a schoolboy there. It's my old schoolroom.
These are but shadows of the things that have been. The school is not quite deserted. A solitary boy, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
Yes. Poor boy. Poor me.
What is the matter?
It's nothing. Nothing, it's too late.
Let us see another Christmas.
I've come to bring you home, dear brother. To bring you home. Home!
Home quite a woman, little Fan.
Always a delicate creature, that a breath might have withered. But she had a large heart.
She had. That's right. But I will not gainsay it, Spirit. God forbid.
She died a woman, and had, as I think, children.
Yes, one child.
True. Your nephew.
Yes.
Bring down Master Scrooge's trunk!
Do you know this place?
I was apprenticed here.
Remember, these are but shadows. They have no consciousness of us.
Yo-ho there! Dick Ebenezer!
Why, it's old Fezziwig. Bless his heart, it's old Fezziwig alive again. Dick. Wilkins. Dear me. He was very attached to me, was Dick. Dear. Dear. Dear.
Yo-ho, lads! No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, Ebenezer. Clear away, lads. Clear away. Hilly-ho, Dick. Chill up, Ebenezer.
Oh, come along, my dear. Hurry, hurry, hurry. The guests will soon be here. Now, is everything ready? Oh, what about this punch? Is it properly mixed?
Oh, yes, my dear. But I must just try it again.
Now, Lottie, is cook quite ready? Of course, Mama. Oh, Dick, Ebenezer, quickly, hurry along and get changed.
Off you go, lads, off you go. This punch is really delicious, my dear.
Lottie, you better start pouring out the punch. And as soon as the guests come in, hand out a glass to each and every one. Now, where's your father? That punch again, Mama. Oh, Mr. Fezziwig, come along. The guests are arriving. We must go and greet them. Oh, dear.
If you would all go through down to the drawing room, there's food and drink awaits you. The punch bowl will be here, so help yourself.
Oh, if Mr. Fezziwig hasn't drunk it all.
A small matter to make these silly folk so full of gratitude.
Small?
Fezziwig has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money. 3 or 4, perhaps. Is this so much that it deserves this praise?
It isn't that. It isn't that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service burdensome or light, a pleasure or a toil. Power he has lies in words and looks, in things so slight and insignificant that it is impossible to count and add them up. The pleasure he gives is quite as great as if it costs a fortune.
Dear old Fezziwig, we're lucky to work for him, Dick.
Who else could get the most miserable person laughing and dancing fit to burst?
God bless him.
Ebenezer, old fellow,
Yes, Dick?
we'll still be friends from road, will we not?
Of course.
And still have music and feasting and laughter at Christmas, just like old Fezziwig.
Just like him.
We're lucky fellows, aren't we?
So we are, Dick. Now let's go to the party. Merry Christmas, Ebenezer. Merry Christmas, Dick. Come on!
What is the matter?
Nothing in it.
Something, I think.
I would like to have a word with my just.
My time grows short. Quick, come here.
My darling Belle.
It matters little to you, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
Oh, this is the even-handed dealing of the world. There is nothing on which it is so hard as poverty, and nothing which it professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond the chance of its sordid reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until the master passion, gain, engrosses you. Have I not?
What then? If I have grown so much wiser, what then? I have not changed towards you. Am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until in good season we could improve our worldly fortune by our patient industry. You are changed. When our contract was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feeling tells you that you are not what you are. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words? No, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, another hope as its great end. In everything that made my love any worth or value in your sight. If this had never come between us, tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now? No.
Think not.
I would gladly think otherwise if I could. Heaven knows. When I have learned a truth like this, I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? You who, in your very confidence with her, weigh everything by gain? Or choosing her, if for a moment you are false enough to your one guiding principle to do so, do I not know that your repentance and regret would surely follow? I do. And I release you with a full heart for the love of him you once were. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Show me no more. Why do you delight to torment me so?
Well, dear, I saw an old friend of yours today. Guess who it was? Ebenezer Scrooge. I passed by his open window, and he had a candle inside. I could scarcely help but see him. His partner lies upon the point of death, I hear. And there he sat alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe. Quite alone in the world.
Let them die and decrease the surplus population.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. These are the chains I forged in life. Humbug.
May be happy in the life you chose.
Humbug. Quite alone in the world. Quite alone in the world. The horse head in hand bear I, bedecked with bays and rosemary, and I pray you, my masters, be merry, quod estis in convivio. The boar's head, as I understand, is the rarest dish in all this land, which thus bedecked with a gay garland, let us severe a canticle. Our steward hath provided this in honor of the King of Bliss, which on this day to be served is in regimensi atrio. Haud refri defero, redens laudes Domino.
Tomorrow shall be my dancing day. I would my true love sing so loud, to see the legend of thy name, to call my true love to my dance, sing oh my love, my love, this path I done for my true love. Then was I born of the virgin pure, of her I took flesh, beast of stones. This was I did to man's nature, to call my true love to my dance, sing oh my love, my love, this have I done for my true love. In a manger laid and wrapped I was, so very poor this was my chance, betwixt an ox and a singing for us, to call my true love to my dance, sing oh my love, this have I done for my true love.
Come out and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. Have you never seen the like of me before?
Never.
Have you never walked forth with the younger members of my family? Meaning, I am very young. My elder brothers, born in these later years.
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I haven't. Have you had many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
Ooh, a tremendous family to provide for. I saw many things last night, and the lessons I learnt are working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
What did you sprinkle upon the table, Spirit?
A flavour peculiar to mine own.
Would it apply to any kind of dinner on this day?
To any kindly given. To a poor one most.
Why to a poor one most?
Because it needs it most.
Spirit, I wonder you, of all the many beings on the many worlds about us, should desire to cramp these people's opportunities of innocent enjoyment.
I?
You would deprive them of the means of dining on the seventh day, often the only day of the week they can be said to dine at all, wouldn't you?
I?
You seek to close their places of employment on the seventh day, and that comes to the same thing.
I seek?
Well, that's what I understand. It's being done in your name or that of your family.
there are some upon this earth of yours who lay claim to know us, and who do their deeds of passion, pride, ill will, hatred, envy, bigotry, and selfishness in our name, and who are as strange to us and all our kith and kin as if they had never lived. Now remember that, and charge their doings to themselves and not us.
Yes, I will.
Oh, what has ever happened to your precious father then? And your brother Tiny Tim? And Martha? Martha weren't as late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mother.
Here I am, Mother.
Hurrah! Please, Martha.
Bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are.
We had a bit of work to do last night, and then we had to clear up this morning, Mother.
Never mind, so long as you are come. Now sit ye down before the fire and have a warm. Lord bless ye.
Oh no, there's Father coming. Hi, Martha. Hi. Yes, Martha.
Why? Where's our Martha? Eh?
Oh, not coming.
Not coming on Christmas Day?
And how did little Tim behave today?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful though, sitting by himself so much, and he thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me on the way home, he hoped that people saw him in the church, because he's a cripple, and it might be pleasant to them to remember on Christmas Day who it was made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
We want the goose. Yes, the goose.
Oh, everyone can help. Foxy to the punch over there.
The goose. Make way for the goose.
Gravy, hissing hot.
Sauce, potatoes.
A Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me that Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh, no, sweet Spirit, tell me he'll be saved.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race will find him here. What then? If he be like to die, he'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Man, you be at heart not adamant. Forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live and what men shall die? It may be that in the eyes of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. God, to hear the insect on the leaf pronounce against the too much life amongst his hungry brothers in the dust.
Mr. Scrooge. I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
Dear, the children, it's Christmas Day.
Oh, it's Christmas Day, I'm sure, when one should drink the health to such a hard, odious, stingy, unfeeling man such as Mr. Scrooge. Oh, you know he is, Robert. Nobody knows that better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, it's Christmas.
I'll drink his health for your sake, and the day's, not for his. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It'll be very merry and very happy, I've no doubt. To Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge.
To Mr. Scrooge.
Poor peasant family.
Why do you say that? Their shoes are barely weatherproof and their clothes scanty.
True, not handsome, and more well-dressed.
Young Peter, seen the inside of many a pawnbroker's, I dare say.
But learn this from them, Scrooge. They're pleased with one another and contented with their time.
He said that Christmas was a humbug as I live. He believed it. too.
Well, more shame for him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, that's for sure, and not as pleasant as he might be. However, his offences carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. At least you've told me so.
Well, what of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He don't do any good with it. He don't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't got the satisfaction of thinking, that he's ever going to benefit us with it.
Well, I have no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I feel sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. Here, he takes it into his head that he dislikes us, and he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He don't lose much of a good dinner.
Indeed! I think he loses a very good dinner.
Yes, my darling. What say you, Topper?
I say that I'm a bachelor. That is to say, I'm a wretched outcast. So who am I to pass judgment?
It was a wonderful dinner. I'm very glad to hear it. Do go on, Fred. He never finishes what he begins to say. He's such a ridiculous fellow.
I was only going to say that the consequence of him taking a dislike to us and not coming to dine with us is, as I think, that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I am sure he loses pleasanter companions than in his own thoughts, either in his mouldy old office or his dusty chambers. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas until he dies, but he can't help thinking better of it, I defy him, if he finds me going there, in good temper, year after year, and saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? Even if he puts him in the right vein to give his poor clerk £50, that's something. And I think I shook him yesterday. No, I did. Oh, come on, let's have a song.
Oh, shall we? Come on. Oh,
The roses long have passed the prime, the fruits no more are seen. So let us chime a Christmas rhyme to hail the evergreen. Though bright may be the starberry, to mourn it were but folly, while friends delight to meet beneath the mistletoe and holly. Then circle round the ruddy blaze, and let but mirth be seen. We still can raise a song of praise to hail the evergreen. To hail the evergreen. To hail the evergreen.
Have a game of yes and no.
oh yes, I have one.
Our time is almost over.
Oh, I wish to play.
Is it a vegetable?
No.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Has it got a
Has
tail?
it 4 legs? No.
Has it got 2 legs?
Yes.
Can it eat you?
Sometimes I think it might try.
Oh, you can't say
You
that.
can only answer yes or no.
Oh, sorry. No. Well, maybe it can. Does it live in a hot country? No.
Has it got a tail?
Can it be found in London?
Yes.
Right, it's got 2 legs, it might eat you, and it can be found in London.
Does it growl? Oh, yes.
Is it a bear?
Is it bigger than a dog?
Oh, yes. If it is a human, I know who it is. Well, it's your uncle.
Scrooge!
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old fellow. He's given us plenty of pleasant moments, I'm sure. To Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
My thanks to you all.
And now, a game of blind man's buff.
Oh, yes!
Turn around.
very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight. The time is drawing near.
Forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask. Is that a foot or a claw?
It might be a claw for all the flesh there is upon it. Look here!
Are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware them both, but most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased. Deny it, slander those that tell it to you, admit it for your factious purposes, and make it worse, and abide the end.
Have they no refuge on this earth?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You are to show me shadows of things that have not happened, but which will happen in time to come. Is that true? Oh, spirit of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I wish to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear your company and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me?
No, I don't know much about him either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why, what was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
God knows.
What's he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. Well, he hasn't left it to me, that's all I know. It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I don't know anybody to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
And I'll go if there's a lunch provided. But I must be fed if I make one.
Well, I am the most disinterested among you, for I never wear black gloves and I never eat lunch. But I'll go if anybody else will. When I come to think of it, I'm not at all sure that I wasn't his most particular friend, but we used to stop and talk every time we met.
Come in. Come to the park.
Who's that?
Let the charwoman alone to be the first. Let the laundrette alone to be the second. And let the undertaker's man alone to be the third. Look here, Meg. Here's a chance. We haven't all three met here without meaning it, and you couldn't have met in a better place. We're all suitable to our calling. We're well matched. Come in further. What odds then, Mrs. Dilber? What odds then? Every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did. Oh, that's true indeed. No man more so. Well, then don't stand there looking as if you was afraid, woman. Who's the wiser? We're not going to pick holes in each other's coats, I suppose. Oh, no, indeed.
We should hope not.
Well, then, that's enough. Who's the worst for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose. Oh, no, indeed. If he wanted to keep them after he was dead, wicked old screw, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime? If he had been, there'd have been somebody with him to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying there gasping out his last there, alone by himself. Oh, Oh, it's the truest word that was ever spoke. It's our judgment on him.
And it would have been a little heavier judgment if I could have laid my hands and anything else. Here, only bundle then. Let me know the value of it. Speak out plain. I'm not afraid to be the first, nor afraid for them to see it. We knew pretty much we was helping ourselves before we met here, I believe. It's no sin. Only bundle then.
Let me be the first. Only a few small things.
If I can show us your wares.
A scene. A pencil case. A pair of sleeves and a brooch. All quite good quality, I think.
I think not. 5 bob for the seal. That's generous. 3 shillings for the buttons and the case, and a shilling for the brooch. Now, I'm cutting my own throat doing such generosity, but that's the kind of woman I am. 9 bob dinner.
Is that all?
I wouldn't give you another 6pence if I was to be boiled for not doing it. Who's next?
Here's mine, Meg.
Sheets to the number of 2. Towels 2. Underwear. Various. Silver sugar sweet old-fashioned. Pair of boots. Silver tongs. All 6pence off, granted. £1.17 and 6 the lot. But then I always give too much. It's a weakness of mine, and that's the way I ruin myself. Now there's your account. And if you ask me for another penny and make an open question, then I'd repent of being so liberal and knock off half a crown.
Oh, take it, Meg. Now undo mine, Meg.
What you call this then? Bed curtains?
Yeah, bed curtains.
You don't mean you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
I did. Why not?
Oh, you was born to make your fortune, if you'll certainly do
I'll
it.
certainly shine all my hand if I get anything in it by reaching out for the sake of such a man as he was.
Blankets, I hope he didn't die of anything catching, eh?
Don't you be afraid of that. I ain't so fond of his company I hang about him for such things as he did. I even looked at that shirt till your eyes ache. But you won't find a hole nor threadbare place. It's the best he had. And a fine one too. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
Or what do you call a wasting of it?
Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure. Someone was foolish enough to do it. I took it off him again. His calico ain't good enough for such a purpose. It's not good enough for anything. It's just as becoming to the body. He could have looked uglier than he did in that one.
Well done, my dear. Come, let me get you a drink and we can discuss price.
This is the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
I see, Spirit. The case of that unhappy man might well be my own. Mine tends that way now. Oh, Spirit, let me see some tenderness connected to death, or these past words will be forever present to me.
And he took a child, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, and ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven.
Have I heard these words before? I have not dreamt them.
Kind of hurts my eyes.
Leave it for tonight, Mother.
Oh, they're better now. It makes them weep by candlelight. I'm sure weak eyes to your father when he gets home from all the world. It must be near his time.
Past it rather. I think he's wanted slower than he used to. He should feel us evenings, Mother.
I've known him walk with little Tim upon his shoulder. Very fast indeed.
And so have I often. Yes, often.
He was so light to carry, and your father loved him so. But he was no trouble. No trouble at all. There's your father at the door.
Hello, my dears.
Hello, Father.
My, yeah, how quickly that has come on.
You went today, then?
Yes, my dear. I wish you could have gone too. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. You'll see it often. I promised him we would walk there on Sunday. My little child. My little child, Tim. You'll never guess who I met today. Mr. Scrooge's nephew, and you wouldn't believe the kindness. He said I seemed a little down. Just a little down, you know, so I told him about our Tim. And he said, he is the pleasantest spoken gentleman. He said, I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit, and I'm heartily sorry for your good wife, too. By the way, how he ever knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, dear?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Very well observed. Boy, I should hope they do. Heartily sorry for your good wife. And he said, giving me his card, he said, if I might be of any service to you, this is where I live. Pray come to see me. No, it wasn't for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us. So much as his kind way that made us quite delightful. It really seemed as though he'd known our tiny Tim, felt with us.
He must be a good soul.
You'd be sure of that, my dear. If you met him and spoke with him, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, you mark my words, if he were to get our Peter a better situation.
Oh, I hear that then, Peter.
Yes, and then our Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Get along with you.
Oh, it's as likely as not one of these days. But there's plenty of time for that, my dear. But, however, and whenever we part, I know that we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we, or this first parting that there was among us.
No.
And I know, my dears, that when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, though he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
Oh, yes.
I'm very happy. Very happy.
Spectre, something tells me the moment of our parting is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me, who was the man whose bed curtains were torn down at his death? Who was it? Are these the shadows of things that will be? Or are these the shadows of things that may be only? Men's courses foreshadow certain ends, which if persevered in, they must lead. But if these courses be departed from, the ends may change. Say it is thus with what you have shown me. Who is in that coffin? Scrooge! 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 Yes, I am not the man I was. I am not the man I must have been, but was I why show me these things if I have past all help? Oh, Spirit, thy nature intercedes with me and pities me. Assure me that the shadows that you have shown me may be changed by an autumn light. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to give to me, and I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirit of books we shall strive to. I will not shut out the lessons that you teach. Jacob Marley, I will honor Christmas in my Christmas. I will honor shadows of the things that would have been may be dispelled. Do it. I'm sure that you will. I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather, as merry as an angel, as happy as a schoolboy, oh, as giddy as a drunken man. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been amongst the spirits. I don't know anything at all. I'm quite a baby. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I'd rather be a baby. What's today? What's today, young man?
Today? Oh, it's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day! Then I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. Oh, they can do anything they like. Of course they can. Of course they can. Now, my good fellow.
Yes?
Do you know the poulterers on the next street but one on the corner?
Should do.
Oh, what a remarkable boy. Tell me, is the prize turkey still hanging up there? Not the small one, but the big one?
What, the one as big as me?
Oh, it's a delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk with you.
It's hanging there right now.
Is it? Go and buy it.
Oh,
No, I am in earnest. Go and buy it and have the man bring it back here and I'll give them directions where to take it. Come back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back in 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. Oh, he won't know where it came from. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. My good fellows, how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you. A Merry Christmas to you.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that's my name. Although I fear it is not a very great pleasure to you. Allow me to ask your pardon. And I wonder if you do something for me.
Lord bless me. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Yes, I am. Not a farthing less. There are a great many back payments included in that figure. Now, will you allow me to do it?
My dear sir, I don't know what to say to such munificent...
Don't say anything astored. Come and see me, will you? Will you both come and see me?
We will.
Oh, we will. Oh, thank you, I'm much obliged. Thank you 50 times. Fred, my boy, I'm going to take you up on your offer. I'm coming to dinner.
Oh, God's sake, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
Yes, I do. Oh, we're going to have a wonderful time. Wonderful party with wonderful games. Come. I should keep your eye on top, my dear, especially in blind man's bath. Now, may I come?
Why, of course. You are very welcome.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I'll see you soon. Cratchit! What is the meaning of this? Why aren't you at work? I've come out specifically to find you.
But Mr. Scrooge, it's Christmas Day. You gave me the day off.
Did I? I don't remember that. No, there's some plain speaking to be done. And I want you to hear this once and for all. And therefore, I'm going to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas than I've given you for many a year. And Tiny Tim will not die, you know it. We will meet later today and discuss your affairs over a bowl of Christmas punch. You wait until you see the size of the turkey I have for you. Oh, I wish it to be said in years to come, I know how to keep Christmas well, if any man possesses the knowledge. May it be said of us, of each of us, God bless us.
Everyone.